The other day, I was wondering, whose idea was it to put water in a bottle and sell it? Well, according to Live Strong, the brand Deer Park started selling water out of glass bottles in 1873, which was a pretty long time ago when you think about it. Once plastic was easily made, it was a preferred choice starting in the 1960s. Then Aquafina, owned by the Pepsi-Cola Corporation, began distribution in 1994, and Dasani, like this one, made by the Coca-Cola Corporation, began distribution in 1999. That was only like 20 years ago. And lately, we have seen the water bottle market soar. All the different brands, shapes, bottle sizes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just water, you know? According to the International Water Bottle Association, a study done in 2012 found that the average American consumes 167 water bottles annually. I mean, for people who might buy a water bottle a day at work or at school, and you know, sometimes they're like $1.25 in the machine, that's a lot of bottles that you're consuming annually. The amount of money spent by the U.S. on water bottles in 2012 was $15 billion. Just all people in the U.S. just spending money on water bottles. And that's leaving the Pepsi and Coca-Cola companies with $336 million in profit. Now, today I'm going to persuade you to stop using plastic water bottles. I have done extensive research on this subject, making me a credible source. Everyone in here drinks water, but you may not be drinking it the right way. Now, I see a few people out there with plastic water bottles who might feel a little awkward during this speech. Okay. So today, I'm going to be going over the difference of tap water versus bottled water, how it's harming our environment, wasting our resources, and the benefits of not buying plastic water bottles. Okay, so is bottled water better than tap? Well, according to a 4-year study by the NRDC, the National Resources Defense Council, they concluded that there is no assurance that just because water comes out of a bottle doesn't mean it's any cleaner or safer than tap water. Tap water is actually tested more than bottled water by the Environmental Protection Agency, whereas water from the bottle are guided along FDA standards, and it's all happening inside of a factory, and sometimes, you know, glitches can happen in the factory. Another study by the NRDC found that 22% of the brands tested contained chemicals at levels above strict state health limits. And if these chemicals are consumed over a long period of time, can cause cancer and other health problems. Now, some people may say, well, the tap water in my house, it's bad. You know, some people don't think that they can get the tap water from their house. And in some towns, you know, that is a problem. But that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy bottled water. You just buy a little purifier, and you can put it on your faucet in your sink in your kitchen, and you can just have filtered water from your tap still. Okay, so now after talking about the difference of tap and bottled water, I'm going to talk about how it's harming our environment. Now, all the plastic water bottles being thrown away produces a lot of garbage. According to the Earth Institute at Columbia University, Americans discard 33.6 million tons of plastic. And then people say, well, isn't all this plastic getting recycled? Well, actually, out of that 33.6 million tons of plastic, only 6.5% is recycled. And that was according to the Earth Institute. And 7.7% is combusted in waste-to-energy facilities. And the rest all ends up in the landfill. And plastic can take up to 1,000 years to decompose, while leaking pollution into the soil and water. And it's also estimated that there's 100 million tons of plastic debris floating around in the ocean, threatening the health and safety of marine life. The reason why most plastic isn't being recycled is because, according to Discover magazine, it's because of the different additives that are in each different type of bottle. Because you know that all water bottles are looking different every day, so they have different chemicals in it for the flexibility, the color, the shape. There's so many different additives in all of this plastic that when they can't be melted together. So like when they try to melt all the plastic to make a new product, it can't happen because there's so many additives in all this different plastic. That's why it's so hard for like if you think things are being recycled into new products, it's not happening because plastic is so abstract now with all the different additives. Okay, so now talking about how it's harming our environment, I'm going to talk about how it's wasting our resources. Okay, the process of making water bottles, putting the water in them, not even talking about getting that water to put in them, and then putting in a plastic wrap and shipping them all over the place is a great way to waste all of our precious resources and to emit tons of pollution in the process. There are so many other factories in the world. Why do we have to be doing this for water when we could just get it in our homes? Maggie Brooks, New York's country executive, states that making bottles to supply Americans' demand for bottled water requires more than 17 million barrels of oil annually. That's enough to fuel 1 million cars for a year. At almost $10 a gallon, it costs more to buy single water bottles than gasoline. After talking about how it's wasting our resources, I'm going to show you a video about a town's effort to stop using plastic water bottles.
For Newsy, I'm Logan Tittle. A sales ban on single-serving plastic water bottles has taken effect in Concord, Massachusetts.
Stores will be fined $50 for violating the ban. Environmentalists who help get the law on the books are pushing for a return to tap water.
The ban follows a town meeting vote last April and makes Concord one of the first communities in the nation to make the bottles illegal. It was adopted after a 3-year campaign by local activists saying the ban would cut down on waste and reduce fossil fuel use. And environmentalists are applauding the city, saying that a ban like this one is a truthful statement that could come into fruition in more than just one city. Sooner or later, if we all don't make changes and make conscientious decisions in accordance with what our Earth can and cannot supply, we won't have a choice. But Concord's business community reportedly isn't on board.
Many businesses oppose the ban, saying it restricts their freedom of choice and will simply drive bottled water sales out of town.
The law's only exception will be during emergencies. A similar ban has also taken effect at the University of Vermont. For Newsy, I'm Logan Tittle.
Okay, now I don't know if anybody knew about that water bottle ban going on. That was just 2013, that was January. And I mean, that's amazing how a town can have enough people that care about not using plastic water bottles to actually make them illegal to sell in stores. I mean, those people are committed to stopping the use of water bottles. Okay, so why buy water bottles when there are so many benefits to not buying them? Drinking water from the tap benefits your health, your environment, the Earth's resources, and most importantly, saves you lots of money. For people who are buying water bottles from a vending machine that cost $1.25 each, if you buy a single water bottle frequently, you are wasting a lot of money when you could just purchase one reusable water bottle. Now, after talking about tap water and bottled water, the differences of them, how plastic water bottles are harmful to the environment, and how the process is wasting our resources and the benefits of not buying them, I hope you leave second-guessing buying bottled water. Using a reusable water bottle is the best way to go. Now, with the water bottles, a lot of people buy the plastic ones, which the plastic ones are good to buy, but over a long period of time, I heard they can kind of leach chemicals still. I mean, you definitely shouldn't be reusing these. I know some people want to reuse these because they want to save money, but these ones are really bad to reuse. But the plastic ones, they try to, promote the BPA free and all that stuff, but you should still throw away your plastic water bottles after about a month. But what I would mostly recommend is getting the tin ones. And the tin one, it's very easy to clean because with the plastic water bottles that you reuse, the water stays inside of them and it builds up bacteria. And with the metal one, you just you rinse it with really hot water and soap, and it just cleans it out. And this one will probably last me forever. So I don't know. So it's so much more convenient, and I love this thing. I mean, it's really easy to carry around, and I just fill water up in it. It doesn't cost me anything. It only cost me $3 to buy this once. And then, so what I would say is next time you decide to buy a water bottle, I'd say throw it out or recycle it and buy a tin one.